Hello everyone, welcome and thank you for attending. My name is Callum and I'm a Customer Success Manager for Secured Signing. And today I'll be talking about Secured Signing for Notary and our all-in-one RON platform. So in the next 45 minutes, what we'll cover is who is Secured Signing, what remote online notarization actually looks like with our notary platform, how our software allows you to run your own remote notary business, obviously what makes us secure, how pricing works and how you can charge your customers. And lastly, what most of you will be interested in, which is a demonstration of how the RON software actually works. So to explain who is Secured Signing, we're a global cloud digital signing and online forms platform, founded and launched in 2010. Our signing platform is built on the most secure and digital signing technology, X509 public key infrastructure. And now with the impact of COVID and the approval of remote online notarization, as well as the addition of video conferencing technology, and many other features, we offer our all-in-one notary product. So you can see our software is for everyone, anyone looking to notarize client documents, notary publics, signing agencies, title agencies, anyone that needs a robust yet flexible solution for RON processes. And our number one goal in doing this, when we released our notary platform, was to empower notary publics to run their own remote notary business. And we do this by providing an all-in-one RON solution that you can do everything from one platform. You also deal with your customers directly, so there's no need for a marketplace or a middleman. And with our pay-as-you-go pricing model, there are no large monthly fixed fees or setup costs, which we'll expand on further in the next slide. And this in turn can increase your productivity and revenue and see more customers because you're saving time, and there's no need to travel for you to see them or for them to come to you. And lastly, but also importantly, you can improve your own safety by notarizing from your own home. So, all very good. And how it does this is through a robust and feature-rich remote online notarization product that also meets state requirements and also goes beyond what is just immediately necessary. So, with internal product development and partnering with industry leaders in digital security, we do provide knowledge-based authentication and ID verification, which is essential for identity proofing and credential analysis to check your clients are who they say they are. You can also upload your own digital certificates and notary e-seal directly into the Secured Signing platform. The digital certificate will link you to the signature and the electronic notary seal that you use when signing and notarizing documents. The live video signing session allows multiple signers, witnesses, and guests. So these sessions allow you to meet with your client in an online meeting room and establish that the person you have talked to is in fact a real person. And you'll be able to interact with your client and walk through their documents before getting them signed and notarized. These meetings are also recorded, which can be used as evidence and is required with many state guidelines. And we also include an electronic notary journal, which automatically updates during the Secured Signing remote online notarization process. And this information includes things such as your client's name, the document that they're notarizing, state, date, and time. They're all essential pieces of information when protecting yourself. And also the electronic notary journal can store this for you. There's also no need to fill it out after each notarization. Information will be pushed into the electronic journal automatically. And on top of that, we also have facial recognition match. So as an additional level of security during the credential analysis phase, the system will check that the face of the invitee matches that provided on their ID. And the secure digital signing also shows whether or not the document has been tampered or altered well after signing is done. So you'll be able to check your documents after signing to make sure that everything is still the way it was when you first signed them. Your documents can have unlimited pages. We don't have any limit on that. And we support file sizes up to 50 megabytes. So you can be notarizing some rather large documents with our platform. And all of this is possible with some key partnerships that we've established while building this notary software. You can see that we're partnering with National Notary Association, as well as IdenTrust, LexisNexis, and Twilio. So now that we've covered everything from who we are, our features, and how you can use the platform, and our partners, we'll get into pricing. So in short, we have no large setup fees and no large monthly ongoing fees like most of our competitors. We simply charge a $9.95 monthly access fee. And then you pay as and when you need to perform a remote online notarization and only for the features that you need in your state. So this means if you only do a few RON sessions each month and are just starting out, or even if you're performing hundreds of RONs every week, the pricing will work for you. You then purchase secured signing credits to use certain features. So ultimately, you can customize your solution for what you need. For more information, we have a dedicated notary pricing page that outlines in greater detail how many credits are required for each feature. Let's see. So here we go. Yep, these are all the features that you can use. So here's a quick breakdown that will give you an example afterwards to show you exactly what the pricing looks like. So the number of documents that you need to notarize and sign, that factors into it, as well as using the e-notary stamp, the video signing sessions for your clients, ID verification and knowledge-based authentication, SMS if you're using those. And also, if you want, we can store your video recordings for you. This will be done automatically on completion of the session. And we'll store them, well, it's unlimited video storage. And we'll just keep them indefinitely for as long as the account exists. So these are all things that you can use secured signing credits for. And in terms of an example, what this actually looks like for a notary, we can use this one here. So if, say, you're a notary public from Texas and you perform 2 remote online notarizations per month, in each session, you may need a single document with both the signature from yourself and the client, ID verification and knowledge-based authentication, notary stamp, and all done in a RON meeting with video recording. The cost for that comes out to be $10.30 per remote online notarization. So all of that for just that. And obviously, this in turn, you can do all from the comfort of your own home. So yeah, a pretty equitable offering. So now what we'll do, we'll move into the demo and I'll actually run through how to set up a remote online notarization, as well as also some account setup factors. So we'll just go out of here and we'll jump in. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. There we go. So currently we're signed into Secured Signing. I've just logged out, whoops. So currently we're signed into Secured Signing. And this is our account that we have set up for remote online notarization. Now, the first thing that you are going to end up doing when you sign into Secured Signing to set up a RON account is you're going to need to do a little bit of account setup. Fortunately, this is really easy to do. All you need to do is go into your account, go to My Settings, and then e-notary. Now, I should say that if you are actually signing up directly from our e-notary page in Secured Signing, we'll know that you're a notary and we'll actually take you through this process immediately. So I do recommend doing that through there if you want to just get all of this sorted in one go. Otherwise, it's very easy to navigate to. Just do exactly what I did just now. And when you go in, you immediately use our notary setup wizard to get your account ready. So we have down here, we have the notary seal, which you can upload directly from your computer. And then you can also include your notary act. So just this bit of text here, which will be included underneath. Next, you need to put in your commission ID and commission expiry date, state and county. This is all information that is needed to make sure that your notary seal is valid. When that does expire, we will need you to upload another commission ID, just to make sure everything is all good and proper. And then after that, you would capture your notary signature. So your signature that you include during signing processes when you're when you're notarizing. After that, we then have some additional settings around the video signing. So in terms of how you want your video signing to behave while doing a remote online notarization. So such as obviously enabling video signing. The video recording storage location, you will probably want these stored in the US. However, we do support other countries if need be. You can choose whether to enable the recording archive storage I mentioned before, which comes at an additional $5 per month. You can also add a video signing page into the document, and you can also include a recording link in the signed document. So people will be able to access the recording from the notarized document by using that link. Once you've done that, you can then go through more verification settings and other miscellaneous settings as well. So if you want to choose whether or not who receives the document automatically on signing, you can either choose that Secured Signing sends the notarized document automatically to the invitee on completion, or that you want to do that manually. Most notaries will probably choose the notary public option because it means they have control of the document after they complete the notarization. So if you haven't been paid yet, you can make sure that you send it to them when you have. Below that, we also have the authentication type. So you can choose if you actually want to use KBA or ID verification or SMS. Obviously, we only have KBA and ID enabled on this account. You can choose to configure the number of attempts they get while moving through the knowledge-based authentication. And you can also choose ID matching. So you can choose to have the system try and match the details provided in the invitation with that provided on the ID, or you can turn this off completely. It's all optional. And if you do have matching turned on, you can choose whether or not the process continues or it just stops right there if it doesn't match. Otherwise, if there's no facial match, it's the same thing as well. And then again, you can add a link to the ID verification to the signed document, so anyone looking at that notarized document can see the results of that ID verification. And after that, we have the federal bridge certificate. So some states do have a requirement where you need to use a federal bridge certificate, either gotten from Trust, obviously, is the company we partner with, but I believe you can use others. And the idea is that you would go through this process to set up your certificate, and then you would basically run through this, choose which certificate provider you have, and go through the process here. And once it's done, we will use your digital certificate to sign your documents for you. And that's how it works, basically. And then once this is all done, you're fully set up to do remote online notarization. Obviously, there is one other thing to consider, and that's the secured signing credits. So as mentioned before, if you're using KBA ID verification or quite a few of our other additional features, you will need secured signing credits for those, although the cost of those is also accounted for in that example it provided. So yeah. So now that we've had a look at the settings, what we'll do is we'll move on to my documents. So if we go here, and we'll walk through the process of actually doing a remote online notarization. So here we have our inbox. This is where everything lands before we've actually done anything to it. So this is sort of the holding zone for documents that are yet to be sent out or notarized or signed or anything. So everything in here hasn't been signed yet. And when I want to add a document into secured signing to get it notarized, all I need to do is click I can follow the notary process. So I can follow the notary workflow that we've built for you guys to follow, and it covers everything. So when I click notary, all I need to do is work through this in order. So step one, do I want to send multiple documents or not? If I'm only sending one document, I'm going to go for single document. Otherwise, if you want to send a package of multiple files to be individually signed and notarized in one session, you can use the package function, which is quite useful. And then below that, we have the option for where we're getting the document from. If the document's already in the secured signing inbox, we can select it straight from here. Otherwise, we can just upload straight from our computer, which is what we're going to do now. Incidentally, if you're using any cloud storage providers, we do also support those as well. You just have to connect your accounts, and then you can select it straight from your Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive. So it's all available there. When I click Add Documents, I just it's a normal file upload process. I just scroll through here and choose whatever I want to upload. In this case, we'll be doing an NDA, like so. And then after that, we're selecting these documents, and then we click Next. And now we move into scheduling the RON meeting. So if we already know when we want to do the RON meeting, we can just put in this date now. In this case, we're going to do it right now because that's what we're going to do. And then underneath, we also have our verification options. So we can choose the KBA and the ID verification. If you actually know your client personally and you don't really want to have to put them through this process, or it's not actually a requirement for you, you can choose personal knowledge. Otherwise, if they're unable to do KBA or ID verification for any reason, maybe they don't have the best phone or best computer or anything like that, or they just can't do it, then you can also use a credible witness function, and they will be able to go through those processes, and you can include them in the process there. In this case, we're just going to do personal knowledge because we just want to demonstrate the video signing RON session. You can learn more about our KBA and ID verification measures on our website. So then from here, what we do, obviously make sure that the venue is correct. It will default to the one that you've placed into your notary settings though. When I click Next, we start adding our invitees. Now, in this case, I'm actually going to add my two colleagues, Gal and Joseph. So in this case, we'll just add Gal first. See, we've already invited her before. So we can put her in there. Otherwise, you would just put in their first last name manually. And if I want to add another invitee, so include another person in the process, all I need to do is click Add Invitee and then put in their email down here. There we go. And there's Joseph. And that's that set up. If I needed to add a witness, I could do that as well quite easily. Again, same invitation process. And I could also choose who they are witness for. We won't do that for now. And if I wanted to add someone into the process who doesn't need to sign, but I want them to be in the meeting anyway, I can add them as a guest. And that means that they'll be invited to join the meeting. They can join it and see everything going on, but they won't be required to sign. Just remove that one as well. Excellent. So once that's all done, we click Next. And then we move on to the electronic notary journal. So this is information that's going to be included in the notary journal, obviously, again, to protect you as a notary. And this includes obviously the document title, the type of notarization. You can do any of these options. You can do multiple, in fact. Otherwise, you can also do other and type in your own type of notarization if it doesn't really meet the description of anything in here. In this case, we'll just do an acknowledgement. And then you can also include the notary fee. So we'll put this on for $20. And then below that, we have the principal details. So this is where we include all of their details about, obviously, where they live, again, from the Notary Journal, in which case we're just going to do something generic, right, like that. We'll put in the state, we'll choose Alabama, do the same for Joseph, 321 Road. Okay, and we'll also put them in the same state. And then we just have to put in their zip code. I should also say, actually, if I try to start the process before filling all this information in, it will tell me that I'm missing information. So you're not at risk of accidentally forgetting to put anything in the Notary Journal. It will ask you to put in everything in because that's required. And like that, there we go. And then we start tagging. Now that we've actually prepared the process and we've chosen who we want to be included in this and all of that, now we get to prepare the document itself for the signing. Now, you place all your signatures in the document in advance of the RON notarization session. The invitees don't choose where to sign. You set that up here first, and then you run through it in the RON session. This keeps everything just straightforward and step by step. So we can run through every page on the document here just in the interface, see each one, make sure it's the right one. And then when we're ready, what we'll do is we'll place our signatures. So we'll start off with the invitee signatures. You can see that both Gal and Joseph are in here already as invitees. Like that, click and drag, and we'll just resize it a little bit so it's a bit bigger. This signature will include the date and time and name of signing automatically underneath. And I can add each one just wherever I need them. So there we go, like that. And then we can also add my own stamp and signature as a notary. So if I click add the stamp, there it is. We'll just put that there, and we'll just put the e-notary signature directly underneath, like so. And there we go. And that's the document prepared, basically. That's everything that you really need in there to complete the process. From there on, now I'm going to send this out and move into the invitation workflow. You can also add additional signatures throughout the document. We could do initialing. So if I wanted to, say, get Gal to initial every page on this document, I could do that as well. Just like that. There you go. Now there's an initial signature. So that's very easy. I won't make her do that for this session though. So we'll just remove that specific one. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can do to set up this document. You can really get it signed any way that you want. It's all about just how you set it up with this interface here, and how you use these settings on the left here as well. So yeah, once you're happy with this, you just click next. And we move into the invitation workflow. Now, this is mostly just where we confirm all the details that we've set up already, such as the scheduled date and time, the due date. It's the final stage before we send the document out. So this is basically the last place that you can check before you send it out for signing. So here we can just review all of the invitees' details, email address, name, authentication method, as well as, and also who the video signing host is. Obviously, that's going to default to me right now. So yeah. And then above that, we can also go through a number of other features. So we could turn on additional completion recipients or any other additional workflow functions. What this basically highlights is that if you do have a particularly unique signing process that you need done, we do probably have a way of getting it done, or even just making it a bit easier. There's a lot of different features, including the secured signing, because we do exist as well as just a signing provider. So feel free to explore these as well. And then beyond that, we can also double check the Notary Journal and see what's going on. So we can see, obviously, this is an acknowledgement. There's the fee. There are all the people involved. It's all the information that you need for the process. Now that we're ready, I'll just move this to now. What we'll do, we'll send this out. And there we go. And that's the process done. So from here onwards, we just need to host the remote online notarization session. And that should be easy enough. So we just want to go back to My Documents. Now, because you have a secured signing account, obviously you would receive an email invitation, which you can add to your calendar. Otherwise, you can also access your invitations directly from your account. The invitees, both Joseph and Gal, will both receive email invitations, including the time of the video signing session and also a link that they can use to access it and a passcode. If we ask them to do KBA and ID verification, they would need to do that beforehand. However, if I plan this video signing session well into the future, they could do that verification well in advance, so they're not just doing it last minute before they're trying to get into the session. They can do that the day before, and that will allow them to access the video signing session straight away. But what we'll do, we'll just get started with the session. So in order to start it, all I need to do is go to my invitations. And from here, we can see all of the documents I've been invited to sign. And this is the one that I need to sign here. When I'm ready to do so, I just click the sign button. And this opens up the remote online notarization interface. So now I just need to choose a different webcam, this one here. We'll include that there. We'll go to the meeting room. Now, here we can see that all of my invitees are currently waiting in the meeting room. They haven't joined just yet. When I start the meeting, it allows me to share my screen, in which case I'll do this, click share. And we'll see them appear any minute now. There we go. Awesome. So I'm just going to mute myself so we don't get any feedback because we're actually in the same room. But here we can see there's Joseph and there's Gal, both my colleagues that I've invited. And today we're just going to go through the process of signing this document. So while scrolling through this document, you can see we have a lot of different options available to us. We can actually use a whole bunch of different fields throughout the document. We can place text boxes and strike through text and all that kind of stuff. If I want them to have a look at a particular portion of the document, what I can do is I can click sync here, and it will show them all portion of the document that I've moved on to. And when we're finally ready to get signing, all we need to do is click Manage Signers here, and then we can enable signing. So obviously, Gal signs first because I have the sequential signing turned on. When I enable this here, Gal will now have the option to sign the document. She just needs to share her screen with me. And then what we can do is we can actually see her signing the document and selecting her signature and doing that whole process. And then in this way, you manage to electronically witness them signing the document. There we go. There we go. So now Gal has completed signing. Now I do the same thing for Joseph. See? There we go. And now I complete notarization by stamping and signing myself. And I do this by actually sharing my screen. And this pop-up here is actually exactly what Joseph and Gal would have seen when I enabled signing for them. Just ask them permission to share their screen with everybody else. And that way, everyone can see what they're doing. So in this way, we'll click OK. And now they'll be able to see what I'm doing on their screen. If I click the stamp, places it there. And there, we have my statement underneath. If I click this, it places my signature. And there we go. And that's the notarization done. So from here onwards, obviously depending on your setting, but as this is set up right now, I'll automatically receive a signed document on completion, and the recording will render, and I'll be able to retrieve that as well and save that locally. Otherwise, if I have unlimited data storage available, I can just rely on Secured Signing to look after that for me. But once you're happy with how this is done, you can stay on and you can talk and discuss this as much as you want afterwards. And then when you're ready, you just need to end the session right here. And in doing that, we'll end the meeting for everybody and we continue with our day. And there you go. And that's the message everybody receives. So there we go. That is a remote online notarization using secured signing. If you do have any further questions, obviously, please feel free to get in touch. We'll just move this forward. Obviously, the next step, in terms of if you're interested in using our software for your own notary purposes, you can sign up for a Secured Signing Notary account using this link here. You can also have a look at our pricing, so you can even work out how much it would cost for your own purposes based on your own state requirements or just what you want to use. And yeah, otherwise, if you do have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us directly. We're always happy to help, and there should be a contact form available on our website. Anyway, thank you for watching. We hope to hear from you soon, and have a nice day.